2 days ago I was looking for a game to play on my PS5 because I was getting bored. Suddenly I spot a game in my library that I haven't played over a year. Star Wars Republic Commando. So I decided to play it again. 3 hours later I have decided to make this video. I have realized that Republic Commando is a game like nothing you have ever played. And here is why. Thanks to the fact that Aspyr remastered this game, I got the chance to play it for the first time. The story of the game is pretty simple, even for a game from 2005. The Delta Squad consists of 4 clone commandos: Scorch, Fixer, Sev, and you. They are much more capable than a standard clone squad, having undergone live fire training. The Delta Squad is sent on all sorts of missions to sabotage the separatists. Even though it is simple, it has great moments and is a great way of showing the war between the Republic and separatists in a new light. However, the best thing about this game is by far the gameplay. You are the leader of the Delta Squad and you can give orders to your clones to overcome your enemies. There are certain points that you can use as vantage points and order one of your clones to snipe enemies. After one of the clones loses all his health, he falls to the ground and you can revive him or order someone else to do it while you cover them. Also, there are Bacta stations that restore your health to 100% and you can order your squad to get Bacta. There you will also find ammo for your weapons and grenades. You can do a lot more stuff than I said in combat, like for example order your squad to search and destroy or form up, clear an area, focus fire on an enemy. You feel like you really are in the battle and you are leading the clones. If you abort the tactics well, you can win the battle a lot easier than just trying to kill all the enemies yourself and not giving any orders to the other clones. The enemies in this game are not that varied. You can encounter Geonosians, B1 battle droids, B2 battle droids, droidecas, and pirates from what I can remember. If I were to say something bad about the gameplay and enemies, is that the B2s are just too hard to kill. They are like damage sponges and I think you could consume 300 bullets of your blaster and still not kill them if you aren't using the sniper or the grenades launcher, of course. But that is the only complaint that I have with the enemies in this game or the gameplay. That brings me to the weapons in the game. You have a kind of blaster that can change modes. It can be a sniper or a blaster. You also have a pistol that doesn't require bullets. It recharges in 3 seconds, but it doesn't do lots of damage, and the grenade launcher, my favorite weapon by far, because it's the most destructive of them all. Also, you can do melee damage with your vibro blade when you get close to the enemies. When you kill a B1 battle droid from close range, it will splash something on your visor, and your visor will clean it. These are the kind of small details that make you feel like you're a part of the Star Wars universe. You can set charges on doors or just send Fixer to open them using the panel next to them, although I don't think it makes any difference. It is just a choice that the game gives you. The controls did get outdated after 18 years. This game launched in 2005. For example, on PlayStation, to jump you need to press triangle instead of the X button, and you throw grenades with the left trigger, but you can change them if you want, which is great. The graphics also are not top tier, but for a game like this you don't need Red Dead Redemption like graphics because it is focused a lot more on gameplay than story. All of the game is seen from your point of view, which helps add that feel that I keep talking about, of you actually being that character and not you playing the character, if you know what I mean. Also, I'd appreciate it if you like this video and subscribe to my channel, of course if you enjoyed this video so far. The interesting thing about the game is that Lucasfilm actually told the developers that when this game is finished, they would be laid off. The developers ended the game on a massive cliffhanger in case they would get the chance to make a sequel as they wanted, but they didn't, unfortunately. There are times like this when I don't understand why LucasArts or Lucasfilm didn't let them work on another game after finishing this one. Maybe the fact that the game underperformed in terms of sales didn't help all that much. If you didn't know, it actually didn't make a lot of money for LucasArts. However, I don't think this was was their fault, but the fact that back then a lot of Star Wars games were launched with little distance between one another. This is a good example of a great idea at the wrong time. However, if the sequel to this game wasn't made back then, some other developer studio could choose to make it now. The exclusivity deal with EA has ended, and now any studio could make a Star Wars game as long as they get the green light from Lucasfilm Games. But even if Lucasfilm Games would somehow want to not continue with the second Republic Commando game, it wouldn't even have to be that. Somebody could take the ideas that worked well in this game and make it their way. This is one of the few games that has such ideas, like being able to command your squad and order them to do stuff while you are shooting your enemies. And you know what other clone squad works well into this type of game? The answer is the Bad Batch. They would be the perfect match for a game like this. I think the Bad Batch has a lot of potential to be in a Star Wars game, because we can only imagine on what type of missions they went and what kind of crazy things they have done before or after the Bad Batch show. I think Republic Commando is one of those games that are underrated masterpieces, having lots of original ideas that not many other games had. Respawn is making an FPS shooter for Star Wars. I don't think it will be related in any way to Republic Commando, although I hope I am wrong. Besides all the good this game does, it also lets us see the relations between these 4 clones, the sense of brotherhood that you get from the way they talk to each other. That is why at the end of the game it feels so sad when Seth disappears. Of course, we know he's alive, but we never find out what happens afterwards to him and the rest of the squad. Also, if you've been wondering, this game is canon, because we see them make an appearance in an episode of the Clone Wars. So it would make sense for some developer to get a chance to finish their story. I really hope we get another game that is similar in gameplay style, but with updated graphics and a longer story. Republic Commando was actually one of the few shooters that I really wanted to play again. Something about it just makes me want to play it even now as I'm talking about the game. But even if this doesn't happen, at least we will still have Republic Commando to play and have fun exploring this side of the Star Wars universe. Now that you know everything about Republic Commando, click on this video to find out what happened to this Star Wars mobile game that was supposed to launch 2 years ago. And also subscribe if you like my content. Bye.